What's up, everybody? It's your boy Cruz back again for another episode of the Mind Melt Experience. Please like and subscribe to spread the awareness of our reality around us. I wrote everything down because it's a lot and I don't want to get lost, so let's get started. If you care about freedom, earth, nature, and family, our well being, and our future generations, please watch the full video to understand how our spirit, heart, mind, and our souls are being attacked in ways your brain would find hard to believe. 'Cause I still find it hard to believe this shit's happening, bro. It's crazy. I will have all the links in the description about the videos I'm going to be talking about so you can see for yourself. Everything I am talking about is facts, not no lies, because they try to hide this stuff, bro. Now, whether you know it or not, we are in an active spiritual war between all good and evil. Strap in to hear why and how. Did you know food and weather modification programs were invented? There's over 150 food and weather modification programs. Now these programs have chemicals in them, and these chemicals were engineered by scientists. Literally, like, they're called patents. Like, they were patented. Like, I don't get how this is natural and okay to use in our food and weather. We eat it and inhale it. There is a reason, that is one of the reasons, and there is more reasons why smells, color, and animals used to be more abundant in nature out here. In Albuquerque, New Mexico, I swear they're droughting us. The smell of rain was more prominent. Nature's and colors outside seem more vibrant and blissful. In Dubai, it doesn't rain, but they have technology so rich that they can make it rain like once a week or something like that. I'm not sure, you can look it up, but it's real. Now, if they can make it rain once a week, you think they can't stop the rain? Like, come on, bro, of course they can. If you control the food supply, you control the people. And if you can control the weather, you can control where, when, and how you want your food to grow. They are depleting us of our naturality and resources. In Albuquerque, New Mexico, I haven't seen good rain or snowstorms since 2008. Things have changed so negatively in my community in the last 10 years. It used to rain for like 2 hours when I was a kid straight. I haven't seen that since like 2008, bro. Seriously. It breaks my heart to see my own community drowning in their own whirlpool of anxiety, depression, suppression, addiction, and consumerism. Life's so much more stressful today with all the hectic events taking place around us. In my experience, things seem more black and gray than ever before. With our technology, life should be more vibrant and beautiful than ever. The evil in the world is creeping into every single American's household. The negative influence that's ingrained into our brains through movies, music, frequencies in our music and our movies. They make our perception more gullible to their influence by attacking the brain through food and weather modification programs, through our schools, our teachers, and our doctors, and our hospitals, and even the main news channels. Like, everything is meant to hurt us in a certain direction of consumerism, addiction, and dumbness, literally. They know the power of our minds with manifestation, and they are using influence and training us or indoctrinating us to use the power of our minds to manifest bad things instead of teaching us how to manifest good things. And if you don't think your words play a part into this existence, every literal word you speak, there's a video you can look up, and it's an experiment where they get a rice cup, and they get 3 rice cups. They put a cup of rice in 3 different cups. One of them they put in the sun, one of them they put in a dark drawer and they don't say nothing to it, another one they put on the table, right? So the one on the shelf in the sunlight, they say, "You're beautiful, I love you," and that one starts to ferment, and it starts to make alcohol, which is a good thing. It's processing. Now the one they leave on the kitchen table that doesn't get that much sunlight, they say, "I hate you, you're stupid," just a bunch of negative things to that rice cup. Now the rice cup they left in a drawer in the dark, they didn't say nothing to that one. The one that they freaking were talking shit to started to turn black and moldy and rot, while the one in the dark started to kind of rot but ferment as well. So that just proves to you that how much our words can play a part into our reality. It can affect us greatly. You can even do this experiment with plants. You talk shit to one plant and it'll get all droopy. You love another plant and it'll be more lifeful. It's a trip, bro. You can really look at these things and do your own experiments. They want us to be addicted and docile consumers. That's how they stay rich and in power. The negative influence even got to me as a teenager, bro. Like, man, it killed me almost, and I had to refine myself. You know, growing up as a kid, we have four phases to brain development. You know, and we don't stop our fourth phase of brain development until we're 28. And if you do drugs here and there in between, you can halt your brain development. And you know, growing up, I was very gullible to bad influence. You know, growing up, I was a good kid. I loved school. I liked projects. I liked doing science. I liked doing things. You know, I liked school. But then I got into like teenage years, like right before high school, and started just watching rap videos and meeting just friends that were into smoking weed and doing negative lifestyle choices. And you know, at that time, I wasn't mature and strong enough to pick the better route. You know, I picked the route that seemed more fun and more happy and more abundant, you know, and I also, you know, I see all the people I look up to doing it, you know, and it led me astray. It almost killed me. It destroyed me. I had to literally, you know, the negative influence through music and things, that's what I blame got me addicted to drugs and to, you know, to weed even and certain things. And yes, we make our own choices, but the influence does play a big part and we can't deny it. You know, we need to stop looking at little kids like they're just making fucked up decisions on their own when they're really not, bro. You don't, at a young age, that's why when a kid is a young kid, you can manipulate them to do things because they don't understand. You can literally manipulate a kid to do something bad. As they grow up, they'll be like, what the fuck, that was wrong. And that's what I mean by your perception is more gullible when you're younger to influence. You know what I mean? And they know this. They know the power of our minds. They know it, bro. They know the power of our minds. If you took me right now and put me into our descriptions of what hell is, I would trip. I would scream and cry and see people tortured, and I would probably want to die, or I would trip probably. I'd want to come home. But if you had a little baby, or you got a baby and you raised them in that, he was born into that, their minds are so strong, they can be trained or indoctrinated into any reality. If they were born into hell, that would be their life. They wouldn't know anything different. They would be normal to them. They'd probably find some kind of happiness or life in it. And that's just crazy to me, bro. Like how powerful our minds are, and we need to see that they are attacking it. I don't want to see my youth, my community, drowning in addiction and consumerism, and depressed, wondering why they're anxious all the time. Just know I was once there, bro, and there is a way out. There is another way to live happy without needing materialistic type shit. I don't want to see us suffer no more. Let's be the change we need and want to see before this consumes us all and we all become lost. Because it's when we become lost that our perception is gullible to any influence. It is when we become lost that we are like, accept atrocious things. We're just like, okay, whatever, just lost, accept it. You know what I mean? And you know, anyway, you know, the first step to change is awareness. I learned this through addiction and in counseling with therapists and psychologists. You know, sobriety doesn't mean you're just sober or abstinent of one drug. Sobriety means you have balance between all substances. It's kind of the same concept as the yin-yang concept. And if you've ever done psychedelics or mushrooms, you understand exactly what I mean by yin-yang and balance between all areas of life and all things. We are all interconnected in one way, shape, or form. In many ways and shapes and forms, actually. And, you know, I learned through addiction and all that the first step to change is awareness. So we got to start getting people aware of what is going on. And we need to know who is attacking our well-being and freedoms. And they are the people that run these corporations, these companies, these systems. And I'm going to name these systems, but I'm not specifically naming them. I'm naming the people who control and run them. And, you know, it's like big power corporate companies, you know, like pharmaceutical companies, music labels that own a grip of rapper hip hops and signatures and stuff like Sony, or the people controlling them, alcohol companies, our banking, our educational system, our healthcare systems, our governments, our politicians, the FDA, bro. The FDA allows people to put fluoride in our water. Like, you know, they control us by attacking and influence our youth, our population, and by controlling they control our population this way too. And they attack our minds, body, and spirit, our health, our hearts, and the family structure. The family structure is very important in America. The American family structure is what holds America up. Think about it. If we ever go to war, what's gonna make you defend and kill someone else if they come try to fuck us up? It's gonna be your family. You're defending your family and what you guys have. You know what I mean? You're not gonna just do it for nothing, for your TV or something. Well, maybe some people will, but you know, they're attacking us in unimaginable fucking ways, and it's fucked up. It goes against human nature and all natural things. You know, these people are rich, greedy people who only care about money, power, and control. They're trying to dumb us down and hurt us into their own image of the new world, and will strip us of our freedoms and constitutional rights. They're already trying to do it every day if you follow the news and other things. And like I said, they do this by attacking our body, mind, spirit, and family structure. We are in a spiritual war between good and evil, whether you like it or not. And you need to wake up to this fact so we can begin to learn how to fight against it, you know? We are witnessing the change to either hell on earth or heaven on earth, a free world or an imprisoned world where we're all stuck working for things that are free. We're stuck. It's already almost there, bro. We're stuck working every day at 9 to 5, 8 hours. Some people, I know my mom used to work 16 hours, working all day just to keep food on the plate, clothes on our backs, and shelter, when those things should be free. We're earthlings. We are not guests on this earth. We are interconnected with this earth, and we are connected with Mother Earth, and these things should be free to us, and they could and will be free one day. Gardening, and fruits and vegetables, all that stuff is free, bro. If we just learned how to do it and stop paying someone else to do it. You know what I mean? If we all grew one crop in our backyard, we can all trade amongst each other and eat for free, bro. And worry about other things like climate control and not have to worry about stupid jobs, bro. And you know, more than ever right now, we need to connect with our spirit and inner subconscious mind. We have to practice spirituality, breathing, and religion more than ever right now. You know, and we can't become lost in life without direction or a goal or purpose, because it is when we become lost that our perception is very gullible to their influence. That is when you know, we choose negative lifestyle choices and cycles and habits that become our life. You know, the people that work for the system, that influence and indoctrinate us to believe in the system, they are our teachers, doctors, rappers, musicians, movie stars. You know, they use these people to influence us to believe in the system's motives and narratives that it is working when it's not. And it is very easy to fall victim to these systems. I see it every day. Some of these people that work for these systems are good people, and they believe they're doing good deeds, you know, when they're doing the exact opposite. They don't even see it because they've been indoctrinated into believing their system works. Let's look what indoctrination means. The definition is the process of teaching a person or group to accept a set of beliefs uncritically. Now, uncritically means to believe a set of beliefs with a lack of criticism or consideration whether something is right or wrong. So these people are taught to believe in these things, even if their instincts are like, hey, this might be right or wrong. It doesn't matter. You are taught to believe that overall, and that just goes against our human instincts, our human nature. That's not right to me, bro. That's not right to me. And you know, a way that these people these people have fallen a victim to these systems is these doctors. Some of them really believe they are helping kids out, while, you know, some kids have anxiety, and instead of finding the root cause, like, so let's say this, a regular doctor from like from like a Presbyterian or something would be like, a kid will go in like, I'm having anxiety problems, I'm tripping, like that doctor would be like, oh, you need meds, here's some anxiety meds probably. And if you went to a natural holistic doctor, they would take a more natural holistic approach. They'd find the root cause of your anxiety, why it's happening. Maybe you have more energy than others, work out, exercise. They'd give you a book to read, or they'd teach you how to breathe and meditate, or to they'd teach you exercises to deal with your anxiety before they would prescribe you medication. And before they'd even prescribe you medication, they'd probably prescribe you cannabis, bro. But these other people, these other doctors really believe that they are helping kids by prescribing them anxiety meds when they're not. It can really hurt you. You can have side effects. I've been on meds myself, and I'm on meds right now to help with my emotions while I'm detoxing off of methadone. And meds can help you with emotional and psychological cycles and trauma, but they can be addicting, and you should never stay on them for too long. They can affect your brain. I do have brain fog some days. I feel a little bit like a zombie, not myself, but I've quit antidepressants before, and my brain comes back immediately. But I believe if you stay on them for too long, it can mess you up and get you stuck in part of your brain phases, to where you don't mature and grow and see your negative cycles. And man, some of these doctors really think they're helping, man. It's scary. And some of these doctors that know the damage they're causing and they don't care, all they care about is money. And man, those ones are piece of shits, bro. They are evil, and it's crazy. We have good and bad people working for the system. That's how smart the people who created the system are. And we gotta awaken others, bro. We have to awaken others, because this is the first step to change. I really want to help young lost souls, because I was once a long lost soul who was so far driven from my true purpose, bro. I was my morality was led astray by society and negative influence. I didn't know it at the time, but I was very gullible to influence, and my perception on what life is and should be was wrong. Partying, sex, guns, and acting a certain way, may it be gangster or cool or whatever you call it, it's not the way. That's just not the way, bro. And it's sad that acting that way is now the role model of our society. Look at all the kids look up to these rappers that party, do drugs, gangbang, just sex, violence, drugs, guns, you know what I mean? And you'll see these guys rap about that stuff, but they left that life. They're trying to change their life, and they're damaged traumatically from living that type of life for a short amount of years, and some of them lived it for longer. But even the young rappers who become famous at 20 years old and make a living in life for themselves, look them up. Look up the traumatic emotions G Herbo has, or some of these rappers, like, I don't know, like, look at how the drugs affected Lil Pump. He talks about him a lot, and I really like how Lil Pump quit Xanax, and when he quit Xanax, it helped me quit Xanax. You know what I mean? But it's crazy, like, just how much the negative things are the now role model of America, the leading role model, and it's freaky to me, bro. That's not right. Most of these rappers get out of that life, so why are people that have a good life trying to jump into that life? You get me? Now, most of the people I met while incarcerated or locked up keep going back to prison because they don't see or understand themselves, their emotional cycles, their psychological cycles. We all go up and down with moods, feelings, and emotions. I like to say life is wavy, baby. If you're having a hard or bad day, don't act on it right away, impulsively, as those bad days are when your perception is most gullible to their influence. So instead of acting out and doing something destructive, if you're already having a bad day, do something positive. Ride the wave out to the next day. I trip on people that are having a bad day at work or something, like, man, I can't wait to go home and have a drink. I'm like, bro, you're already having a bad day, and you're gonna go do something else that can possibly make it worse, like headaches, hangover. Like, how is that adding good to your bad day? That's just making your bad day worse, in my opinion. But You know, we're all addicted to something. You know, just instead of acting and doing something destructive in your behavior, do something positive. You know, just write a write a book, or color, read a book, take a nap. You know, you need to be able to see your emotional and psychological patterns, because instead of realizing and being like, damn, I'm having a bad day, I need to take a step back and meditate, you're reacting to life. You're not really living life. You get me? We need to understand that to learn how to move past our cycles. You know, and most people just self-destruct when they have a bad day. I used to do it all the time. You know, we're just making it harder on ourselves. You know, I used to have bad days, and that bad day would make me go relapse on some pills, and what is the good in that? You know what I mean? And now when I have a bad day, I go meditate, or I work out, I smoke a joint, hang out. You know, sometimes you need a break from reality. Our reality is getting fucked up. Now just remember, if your day is wavy, try to write it out. I promise you'll wake up feeling better. Sometimes it takes me a few days to get over that wave of emotion. Now, another good way to help with emotions and trauma, good or bad, is create. We're creators of our own reality. We need to create and express what's on the inside of our subconscious. You know, a lot of us can be holding on to a lot of trauma and bullshit and that we don't even know about in our subconscious. A way to tell if you're holding on to your subconscious or holding on to things in your subconscious is if you've been through something traumatic as a child, and when you tell your loved ones like the experience, if you can't talk about that experience without reliving it, I don't think you really got over that experience. You know what I mean? You should be able. Now, I'm not saying go get a counselor. You don't need to talk to a stranger. I don't think you should ever tell a stranger your problems unless you trust them, you know? And that's not a stranger, but you should be able to tell your loved ones your traumatic experiences without reliving it, without getting all riled up. If you get all riled up and relive it, you need to talk to your loved ones more about it until you can express it so much that you get past it, you know? We're creators, though. We need to create, cook, draw, woodwork, glass blowing. Any form of art is creation. We are creators, and we create our own life in front of us. And if you can understand that, you control your reality. Our youth today really needs to understand the power of our minds, because the rich and the elites understand the power of our minds. Look up millionaires and billionaires, bro. They look up the laws of the universe. They study the laws of the universe and the human laws of nature. They understand astrology and numerology and the flower of life. They understand all these things to help boost them in life, bro. Like spirituality and wisdom and knowledge is real. We as an American society need to help pull each other. I said that so fucking weird. We as an American society need to pull each other out of the whirlpool of depression, anxiety, addiction, and consumerism. When I was 12 through 18, I lived my life thinking our most prized possessions were clothes, cars, looks, jewelry, money, and fame, when chasing all those things got me nowhere as a young adult. It got me locked in a cell. It made me broke, and in 2 years locked up, I realized none of those things mean shit to us, bro. Our true prized possessions are good health, love, food, shelter, time, family, friends, community, comfortability. Those are the real things in life we need to fight for, because those are what makes you feel happy. You know, most of us are stuck unhappy, angry all the time because we don't have nice cars or nice houses or clothes or materialistic bullshit, because we're always comparing to the next person. We're always comparing to somebody on a movie star. We're always comparing to musicians and rich people. We're comparing our lives to people that, yes, they've acquired more amounts of money, but that doesn't make them richer than you. You don't know if they don't have their mother or father or good health. You may have all three of those things, and they can't buy those things, but you have them. So yes, they've acquired more money than you, but that doesn't make them richer than you. So stop comparing yourselves to them. You should only be comparing yourself to you. You know, every day I wake up, I don't fight against anyone or hate or push jealousy to anyone. I try to be better than myself, you know, like every day. You can use the example of a pump in a gym. And when you go work out and you get a pump, you get a little more swole, you get a pump, your muscles get pumped up, you look bigger than usual. That's what you look forward to every day when you work out, is looking like that permanently, because one day, if you keep hitting it every day, you will look like that one day permanently. But as soon as you reach that, then there's the next size you have to get through. And that's kind of the same thing. But you know, if we're focused here all the time, if we focused all our time on earth on our family's well-being, love, and success, we would all make it to be rich. But instead, we're stuck in this rat race of working a 9 to 5 and then still trying, with our little bit of extra saved the money, go buy things we can't afford, like Louis Vuitton or nice clothes or nice jewelry or a nice car or something, bro. Like, I know millionaires that don't even buy nice clothes or cars and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, did you know the average millionaire is 46 years old and the average billionaire is like 60 years old, bro? Stop trying to like grow up so fast. Like, we have time. Let's just take care of our well-being, our love, our family structure, and we'll get there inevitably, you know? And it's just crazy, bro. It's fucked up what they're doing to us, man. We're all indoctrinated to believe that, you know, we'll work half our life and then retire to live another half our life happily and doing the things we want. When, did you know today the average American lifespan is 75? So that means at 35 years old, you're at your half-life. And people always tell me, like, oh, I'll quit drinking or partying when I'm 50. And I'm like, bro, you might not have that long. You know, we're being poisoned on a mass level. Give me a second. I need to make sure my phone's not going to die on us, because I did that yesterday. I was making a podcast. I did a whole hour talking to myself. My phone died. Bree, can you make sure my phone's charged?
Yeah.
Not trying to do that again. I felt so stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're good to go. Now, we all have the power to free ourselves from mental slavery, bro. Like, you know, we can all do it, bro. Like, that's how the rich stay rich. Is, you know, they have somebody else work to make their money so they can do what they want in life, you know, and that's the game in it. That's why we need to stop spending money on consumerism type shit and addictions, and really just save our money and become our own boss, our own businessman, you know, invest in our own shit so we don't have to work for somebody, you know. We all participate in making the rich richer. You know, it's time for change. Free yourself from addictions, consumerism. Stop buying the shit you don't need. We're keeping the elites in power. If we all stood up and said enough is enough, we're not going to work anymore until you make our living right, they lose all the power, bro. They don't have no power. All the power is in us, you know. And we got to remember that our body is a vessel, as a temple, as they say. We are God in a collective consciousness. Everyone is God. We are God. God is in everything. God is in this table and this bonsai and me, you know. They say, you know, you need to love yourself. Love all. If you love yourself, you'll love all else. And, you know, as above, so below. They say discipline equals self-restraint, and self-restraint equals self-respect. So you really got to respect yourself. Don't lie to yourself or others. Take care of your character. Take care of your morals, your soul and spirit, or it'll come back to haunt you, bro. Like, when I was younger, like, I used to always, like, on drugs or partying or something, I'd be like, I know I shouldn't do this, but fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyway. And man, those days still fucking haunt me today, and I wish I could go back and change it, but I can't, you know. And I wouldn't go back and change it, because I can use these experiences to help our youth or help others learn from me as an example, so they don't have to go through all this dumb shit, you know. You need to honor your commitments to yourself. Or how can you honor and make commitments to everybody else in the universe if you can't commit to yourself, bro? You know, make these commitments to honor and respect yourself. You have to be conscious of your thoughts, because your thoughts become your words, and your words become your actions. And your actions become your habits, and your habits become your life, bro. And that's some real shit. You know, everything that happens in our life is our fault. If you can begin to understand that, you can control and master your reality. We are the creators of our reality. Create it right. Now, I know kids want to grow up right away so they can drive around and, you know, go there, go do their own thing and go party or whatever they want to do. But I'm telling you, bro, you have time. You have time. You're young. Take care of yourself in your young years so you can get rich and chill in your older years and have fun and not have to worry, bro. Because, you know, I can't even drink or have fun at a party anymore because, for one, I don't like drinking. Yeah, I've been a year sober. And when I go around people drinking, they're loud, obnoxious, and kind of stupid, bro. And I'm telling you, go to a party sober and see if you have fun. You might laugh at some people if they get too drunk, but you know what I mean? And not even that. I've damaged my kidneys a bit, so if I even have a beer, my hangover is going to be the worst hangover for the whole day. So take care of your body at your young age, bro. You have time. It's not all that. It's not fun. Like, yeah, it's fun for a little bit, but then it dies out. Like, what's really fun is comfortability and laughter, love, family, friends, spending time and making new memories, learning new experiences together in life. That's the real gold in life, bro. You know, that shit messed me up. It'll fuck up your mind, soul, and character and health, partying. I don't care what you say, it's not living, it's dying. When I tell people you need to live life like there's no tomorrow, I don't mean go party and go fuck up. That's dying. You're killing yourself. I mean go live new life experiences, experience new areas in the world, meet new people, do new things, eat new food, try natural food. You know, man, experiencing new things in life is living. If we experience the same things over and over, we get stuck and feel stuck and end up depressed. You know, depression, anxiety, all those things are signs. Your body is telling you something is wrong and you need to change it. You know, you need to change your life. I grew up with my dad always telling me, stop trying to grow up so quick. And I never understood, man. I never understood what he meant. And, man, I sure wish I listened, bro. Because I was just a dumb kid. I was like, whatever. I'm going to grow up. I wish I listened. A wise ninja once said, we get bored of our childhood, rush to grow up, and long to be children again. That we lose our health to make money, and then lose our health to make money, and lose our money to restore our health. That by thinking anxiously about the future, we forget the present, such that we live in neither the present nor the future. That we live as we're never going to die, and die as though we never lived. Now that's some real shit, bro, and I never thought I'd understand that in such depth the way I do now at 23 years old. And I wish I want to help other young people understand this before they ruin their young years of their life, bro. You know, I'm a Fallon forever now for wanting to party, bro. Can't even go to Canada, and I've always wanted to go to Canada. You know, my body, mind, and soul has taken a toll, but I can't go back, and I wouldn't go back, for my experiences can be examples to help our youth find guidance and direction and happiness. My community and youth is so ungrateful nowadays, and I think I know why. It's because we're always comparing ourselves to the rich people that have more acquired amounts of money and materialism, you know, but like I said, we're probably more rich with family and friends. We grew up watching movies, you know, and we compare ourselves to it, you know. You don't even know. Like, a lot of these people have problems you couldn't even believe. Legal problems, money problems, lawsuits, you know. But I really believe that's where our kids' ungratefulness comes from nowadays, you know. I really believe that. And, you know, a lot of kids nowadays just smoke weed too. Like, weed, you know, weed is a part, you know, of what fucked me up. And I'm going to be truthful with that. And I love weed. I'm about to smoke a joint at the end of this video here. But I used to abuse it, not use it. Now I can finally say, after smoking weed since I was 12 years old, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. God damn, 12 years I've been smoking weed. I've been a real weed connoisseur, and I only learned how to use weed at about age 18 or 20, bro. Before that, I abused it. I smoked and smoked and smoked, and I blame weed for me not graduating, bro. Like I said, before I went to school, before I went to high school, I loved school, bro. I wanted to learn things. I liked projects. I liked doing my work. And then I met fucking marijuana. I met Mary Jane and started listening to Wiz Khalifa, and fucking blew my whole young life away. But hey, that's only a few short years. I still got a lot. And, it was fun, but it wasn't worth it, bro. I wish so bad I could go back and redo my childhood and go back to school and tune myself and really retain the things I learned instead of, I just went and I smoked and fell asleep in class and ditched. But, bro, and we didn't even have the vape pens like you kids do nowadays, bro. Like, we had a sneak-a-toke that was like a cigarette, a metal cigarette that looked like a cigarette with the color and everything. And you could only pack one little bowl in there, little one-hitter quitter. And we'd have to ditch or go to the bathroom real quick or something to hit it, and then we have to put cologne or all kinds of stuff so we smell not like weed. And man, it was a mission, bro. And just 1 to 2 hits a day made me not want to graduate, made me lazy, unambitious. My intuition just went into the ground, and I can imagine how kids are gonna feel nowadays. I can imagine if I had my vape pen nowadays, a THC disposable. They smell like fruit. They don't even smell like weed because of all the additives and terpenes they have in them. But if I had that in school, bro, you could just put your head down, take a rip, hold it in. And your teachers and people will never even know, bro. These kids are gonna smoke themselves retarded, bro. Like, y'all need to be careful. Weed can fuck you up. Learn how to use it, not abuse it. That's all I can say. Now, with all this bullshit being with all this bullshit being brought upon us, why haven't we said enough is enough? Why haven't we sued the FDA for allowing fluoride in our water? I'll explain how fluoride came to be in a second, but, when is enough, like when it's on your doorstep, when addiction has reached your family, or cancer has reached your family, then will it be enough? If you don't believe we're in a spiritual war between good and evil, I'm gonna give you some fucking crazy facts to make you believe. And if you still don't believe, you're broken, bro. You're broken. But alright, let's get into these examples now. How about, let's start with the fluoride. Let's start with that. Now, the government adds fluoride to our water, toothpaste, and other products. Fluoride was invented before the 1970s as a toxic byproduct of fertilizer production that can cause severe lung damage or death if inhaled. Now, they tried dumping this fluoride shit around the world, but it was so toxic that it killed everything it touches except for us. Human beings are the most versatile beings on the planet, which means we can adapt to anything. We're 99% water. We're electrical. Just how water can take any shape, it can take any form or be formless. It can be the softest material on the planet. At the same time, if you use it in a pressure sprayer, it can cut through steel. You see, we are the most powerful being ever. Nothing can stop us. So what did these fuckers do? They fucking corrupted and paid and made doctors rich to lie and push their propaganda that fluoride was safe for humans and good for teeth. That's bullshit. That's crazy. Like, they literally paid these doctors off to push out there that, hey, this is good for your teeth and stuff, just so they can dispose of it through us, because there's no other way to dispose of it on this earth. If that's not enough evidence, how about how I believe Sony killed Michael Jackson? You can look up the video on YouTube. It's called Michael Jackson Against Sony's Speech in London. I'll put the links in the description, as I've said. Now, where his speech is about how he owns 50% of Sony and how he wanted to let them go. He wanted to let them go because he was making them like a lot of money, and they were taking most of his money, and he did all the work, And he threatened to leave them, and I believe they threatened him with money, with his life. He even said they made him say he needs to do like 3 more albums or something. He's like, I could do that in my sleep. Anyway, in this speech, He's saying all these things while he's holding up a sign that says Sony kills. And he's talking about how the music industry is corrupt, how all these people are corrupt, and how they've influenced and made him do things he didn't want to do, you know. And what's crazy is this event took place, this speech took place March 5th, 2009, where he is saying he's going to leave Sony. He owns 50% of Sony, and Sony was $1 million, probably $1 billion company, so he was going to take half of that. Now that took place March 5th, 2009. Michael's death took place June 25th, 2009, just a couple months after. If that's a coincidence or not, that's up to you to decide. That's some crazy shit. Now, if that's still not enough evidence for you guys, man, how about the herbicides, insecticides, and pesticides they spray on our food that has to be sprayed while wearing hazmat suits and can't be touched, like the fruit or the vegetables can't be touched or washed for 3 weeks after it's been sprayed for it to be safe. These chemicals have the potential to alter and destroy our DNA, our genetic coding, to where our kids don't get our genetics. And that's what makes a person like their parents, or a person, an individual, is their traits, their genetic traits, their genetic coding. What happens if we don't pass these things down to our kids? We're going to end up sick. Like, who knows what can happen? Might even end up like all the same, like robots, all weird. You know, and if you don't believe me, look up how Russia's President Putin banned and made it illegal for the use of all herbicides, pesticides, and insecticides. And if you get caught using these chemicals, you're considered a terrorist and will go to prison for life. But it's okay to use and it's legal in America? Like, come on, bro. There's a saying I seen the other day where this lady in Britain or something is like, "You're not sick or depressed, honey. You just live in America." And bro, that made me almost cry, dog. I really almost dropped a tear. Now, if you still don't believe we are in a spiritual warfare between good and evil, I got some more for you. How about the pharmaceutical crisis between all medication, mainly opiates? Did you know that giant opiate or pharmaceutical companies own Sony? And Sony owns many rap labels. And what do all these rappers rap about? Opiates, codeine, lean, fentanyl, xannies, partying, drinking, sex, drugs, and violence, bro. They are pushing their agenda to make us hurt ourselves. They want us to kill ourselves. It's population control and mad money for them. Why do you think in poor neighborhoods there's a liquor and gun store on almost every block? Go to rich white neighborhoods. They got one damn Total Wine and More. And maybe one gun store, maybe. And if it is, it's a nice Cabela's or something. Go to all the gas stations on the west side, on the poorer sides, all of them sell liquor. You go to the ones in the rich areas, none of them sell liquor, bro. You know, did you know that also Kobe Bryant's accident and death happened just 3 days before he was going to sue big pharmaceutical companies? So just 3 days before his 3 days after his helicopter crash where he died and his daughter died and her friends or something. R.I.P. man, rest in peace. This wasn't right. So it was helicopter crash and they all died. 3 days after that, he was supposed to have a giant lawsuit to sue big pharmaceutical companies for lacing diet pills for children and women with opiates. See, bro, they're getting us addicted to things without us even knowing it, bro. It's scary, bro. It's very scary what's happening, and it's a trip, bro. We all gotta stand up. I don't know if that's a coincidence or not. That's up to you to decide about Kobe Bryant. It's just me wanting to get the word out there, you know? Just by me wanting to play a PS5, I have to buy it, right? I did 2 years in jail, bro. I had a PS4 before I went in. I got out and the PS5 was out. I wanted the PS5. And I bought the PS5. I didn't even know, by me buying a PS5, I gave Sony $600. That helped Sony get richer. And who owns Sony? Big pharmaceutical opiate companies. it all plays an effect, bro. Like, it all, you can follow the line all the way to the head of the snake every time, you know, and it's crazy. Now, another example we're in a spiritual warfare, if you still don't fucking believe me, is the cobalt mines. Now, I'm putting all these links in the description. Now, the cobalt mines are for batteries. Now, our PS5s, our phones, our electric cars all need cobalt to run the batteries. Cobalt is extracted from the earth in mines. And these mines are in Africa. There are youth, elderly women, men, children working for cents an hour to mine cobalt. Some of these women have kids on their backs, babies on their backs while working harsh conditions. They live right next to these mines. It's very bad for you. And these kids that are born into it don't get paid. They just get born into it to work for food, shelter, water, and security. That's modern day fucking slavery, bro. And we're all tied into it. Like, we need to change this around. If this isn't enough proof for you to realize the atrocities around this, bro, like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm gonna give you another example. Is a sugar epidemic. So you can look this up. This is 100% proof. I'll put the link in the description for the video. Sugar is more addicting than cocaine. Now, I don't use sugar anymore, ever. I use nectar blossom sugar, which is coconut sugar, or I'll use honey or maple syrup. Stay away from granulated sugar, bro. It is more addicting than cocaine. And they did a study about how it affects your brain. They're finding out that Alzheimer's is diabetes of the brain. And they did this study where they get a big bowl of mice, right? Well, they get a big bowl and they fill up the bowl with milk. They put a little plate in the middle of the bowl for, like, it's like a little island. And they put one mice in it to swim to safety, right? And every time, they do this with over 100 mice. Every time the mice will go to the island, it'll find safety and save itself from drowning. Now, they take these mice that were finding safety at first and feeding them sugars, fats, processed foods, a American diet, right? They put them back in this bowl, in with the island to find safety. All of them swam until they drowned and died. They couldn't find the little island of safety. That's how bad sugar and these processed foods and fats and chemicals can damage your brain. And we need to spread this awareness, and we need to stop it. It's scary, it's very, very scary. Now if this is not enough proof for you to realize the atrocities around us are evil, then you're just too far sick in the system. We are in a spiritual warfare between good and evil. Now, I believe Satan or the devil or evil is all negative things and all negative influence upon human and earthlings and everything on earth. And I believe God is all good, and good influence is God, and it's all good influence in the world. Bad energy is good. Bad energy is evil. Good energy is good. Plain and simple. We have to stand up and fight. The first step is spreading the awareness and the facts about these atrocities. So please share this video. Why do some people just turn their head and look the other way? I think I know why. There's scientific proof to this, actually, that 90% of the time the nervous system will choose a familiar hell over choosing an unfamiliar heaven. So 90% of the time your nervous system will choose something that you're comfortable with, even though it's bad, instead of choosing something that's new. Like, I'm going to use the example of guys that go to prison. I know guys that have gone to prison for 20 years. At first they hate it, they can't wait to get out, but after 20 years they're about to make a parole or whatever to get out, and they fuck up on purpose to stay because they're scared of change. They're so comfortable, they're scared of getting out and having to find a new life again. And that's proof that our nervous system chooses a familiar hell over an unfamiliar heaven almost every time. And it's the trip, bro. It's a trip. We gotta stand up and fight together. You know, we gotta really change things, and through time we can spread this awareness, and through time we can switch these laws around and get certain people that are in power out of power and put the people back in power. You know, and time is our and their greatest weapon. Through time they've proven to erase history. Through time they've proven to create history. Through time you can program the human mind to be indoctrinated into any reality and any belief systems ever. And they know the power of this. And that's why we have to, you know, step up. And yeah, man, it's just crazy, bro. Like, it's a trip. I just remembered something and I forgot it already. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. There's a video of proving that they're trying to see how much history they can erase in front of us without us being aware of it. They're trying to see how aware we are of our surroundings. So you can look this video up. So the Fruit of the Loom logo, you know, Fruit of the Loom t-shirts and underwear, it used to have a little, I don't know what it's called, a little canopy or a little like fruit looking, what? There's a cornucopia on the tag of Fruit of the Loom, right? Well, just recently people noticed that the cornucopia wasn't on the Fruit of the Loom tag anymore. Someone went and told them like, hey, this is wrong, this is bootleg, or this ain't the right one, there's no cornucopia on it. Fruit of the Loom said, we've never ever had a cornucopia on our logo, ever. We can go back in the books, there's no record. They went in a big old rabbit hole about this, and people all around the world saw this video, went and actually found all their old Fruit of the Loom clothes, and it had a fucking cornucopia on it. See, they're trying to see how much history they can erase right in front of us, so they can know how much history they can create in front of us without us knowing. Like, bro, they're trying to recreate the world in their own image, and we don't even see it, dog. Like, it's a trip. This is very scary. And what's a trip too is our technological community is growing while our physical community is dying. You know, this plays a big part in depression and anxiety and not feeling like you're worth something, you know. And this is sad that when I was locked up in jail, I had more of a community in there than I do out here. And that's why I'm doing this podcast and stuff. And I'm trying to build a community out in Albuquerque, New Mexico, so people that are like me and like us that want to be healthy and change the world and be natural, holistic, and aware of things. You know, we need to build our community, get it better, you know. But our technological community is growing while our physical community is dying, and it's scary. You know, back in the day I could go outside when I was 10 years old and all my friends were outside riding bikes. The whole neighborhood filled up with blocks riding bikes. I go to the same neighborhood nowadays and I don't see one kid outside. It's dead, bro. It's scary. Everyone's inside in their technological prisons, just stuck, bro. And it's scary, bro. And there are pros and cons to the internet and to phones and TVs. Like, the pros are we're spreading the awareness, we're spreading knowledge and wisdom. You know, I don't have to go to school to learn, like, oh, what is this or that? I can just look it up real quick, boom, so I can learn something else that's more important to me. You know what I mean? And those are the pros, but the cons are people are making it their digital prisons. People are getting stuck on it with no ambition, no goal, no driven purpose. They're getting lost in their phones, literally, and we gotta pull each other out of it, you know? And it's just a trip, bro. Like, I don't know where, when, or how I changed to be this way. I think it was a chain reaction of events I've been through. You know, I've overdosed a couple times. I've been shot, almost took my life. I've been incarcerated for 22 months during COVID. I was slammed down, you know, like a level 6 prisoner, just 23 hours and 30 minutes a day. And it changed me, bro. It gave me time for my mind to mature and to grow and to develop into the next brain phase so that I could see my emotional and psychological cycles and patterns and addictive patterns so I could get past it. And I have gotten past it, and I want to help use my experiences to help others. And, you know, I don't know if it was being locked up, getting shot, or maybe doing psychedelics, shrooms really helped me open my mind to the collective consciousness idea that we're all connected. And I did shrooms for my first time when I was about 14 years old. Me and my homie Steve-O, shout out to Steve-O. I don't know if you ever see this, but we fucked up. We didn't know how much shrooms to do, and man, I ate 7 grams for my first time. I think it was 7 to 9 grams, and he ate the same amount. My other homies, Isaac and Dom, they barely ate like any. And we started tripping hard, bro. Like at first it was fun. The carpet started growing, and then it got intense. The doors switched on me every time I tried to go out his front door. I went out through his to his bathroom. So for me to go out his front door, I had to go into his bathroom door. It was just a trip, bro. But anyway, after I started tripping so hard, where I literally couldn't do anything but lay, I was just out of it. I seen my hands going like this, and it was like 10 fingers, and then it turned into a butterfly, and it started flying, and then it showed me like images of all the plants and animal lives and ants and the sun and the moon, and I don't know how to explain it really. It just showed me how we're all connected. We're all intertwined in this weird spider web of life, and that really changed me, and it activated something in my brain, and now I can look in someone's eyes. Maybe it just made me stuck on that spiritual plane a little bit, because before I could look at someone's eyes, and I was a good person reader, but the way I can read a person now is I can look in somebody's eyes and tell, I can see all their hurt, all their pain, all their joy, or all their lies, or I could just see straight into their spirit, and we need to start trusting our spirit, start trusting our gut instincts, that's your spirit taking over, it's your spirit trying to remember, you gotta remember our life, it starts out first as it's an intention, then an action, then a practice, then a consistency, then it's a habit, and then it's simply who you are. We gotta remember all these things. Now, why breathing and meditating and grounding with the earth and the sun is so important. We, the masses, are trained or indoctrinated to believe that when we say and talk about spirit, we're talking about religion. But spirit means breath and nothing else. Spirit is the art of breathing to activate the cells in our body which have memories in them. It's just like fasting and meditating. It's to clean the cells. Ancient religions knew this. That's why they implemented fasting as a part of their routines of their religion, to kill any bad cancer cells and to receive new cells. That's what shrooms promotes. It promotes new thought patterns. I believe shrooms helped me understand my addictions to move past it, because I was too dumb at the time. My brain got stuck in development from using drugs, and then I did shrooms one day, and it made me snap and realize oh shit, I'm fucking up. I feel like it created neurogenesis. You can look this up. You don't have to take psychoactive mushrooms to create neurogenesis. You don't have to take trippy mushrooms. You can take lion's mane, which are non-psychoactive, and they still promote neurogenesis. I take them every day almost. But anyway, ancient religions knew this knowledge, bro. And as they say, our spirits of our ancestors are forever with us. They are literally in our DNA, coding in our cells, in our micro memories in our cells that we have potential to unlock and learn about ourselves. They're learning that our heart has receptors just like our brain, memories and stuff, and all of our body, our cells have these, bro. Breathing energizes the cells and stimulates the cell to receive knowledge, which is called gnosis. You can look this up. It is the philosophy and the rebinding to the memories that sit in your cells of our ancient ancestors, and that is religion. That's the main power in it. Also connecting with our Mother Earth and nature. All other things in religion that are mainly meant to lead us astray from the real power, and that is principle is called dogmata, and it has more to do with political power than it is with the laws of nature and giving back to nature, not harming it. Religion is the studying and workings and understandings and working with the forces of nature. Let's look at the definition of dogmata. The definition is a principle or set of principles laid down by an authority as an incontrovertibly true. Now, the definition of incontrovertible is not able to be denied or disputed. Like, bro, like that's crazy, you know? Examples of studying and working with the forces of nature are astrology, magnetic poles with the earth, the atmosphere of the solstice, the rotation of the moon and how it affects us around the earth. You know, all living things are affected with the moon, the sun, and the seasons. You know, the seasons, the elements we're all made up of. This is religion or cosmology. Cosmology is the science and origin and development of the universe and the philosophies that go with it. The moral philosophies we learn from life and in nature. And haven't you guys noticed how the world is switching around? We're in April in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and it's barely getting hot. We were in Cali not too long ago during April, and there was snow on the hills, snow on the mountains. You can look it up. There was snow on the Hollywood sign. Like, that is proof that our solstice, the poles, the north and south poles, and everything, the seasons are switching. Old religions knew this. That's why their months and seasons changed every so many years. But we're the first society where it doesn't change, and the months, days, and years stay the same all the time, except for the stupid leap year. But it's crazy how all the ancient religions and peoples knew and understood this knowledge, and I just want to help spread it. I want to help our youth and our elders and just my friends and family get over, you know, this feeling of anxiousness, depression, and being lost, feeling like we have no direction. You know, you're not alone. You know, everyone's feeling like that right now. You know, the world's trying to suppress us, trying to break us down, it's trying to kill the family structure, and we can't let it happen. We gotta keep fighting, you know? And I don't want these videos to just be all negative or nothing, so I'm gonna say one funny jail story for you guys before I end this video. Now, when I was locked up, I had a Sally who shot up, sadly, and, you know, he would shoot up, and I don't blame him, you know? We all have our addictions, you know. I think shooting up can be just as bad as alcoholism or pill addiction, you know, even weed addiction if you let weed steal all your dreams and ambitions. But anyway, he shoots up and he was borrowing someone else's needle, and they're called eres in New Mexico. It's an ere. So he's like, hey, let me borrow your ere. And this dude's a big old black dude, like 6'7", bro, gangster as fuck, we thought. Anyway, and he comes to Samson, my Sally, and he's like, hey, bro, anyway, I lost my train of thought. Let me restart. My Sally shoots up, and he asked this dude for his needle, and he was like, yes. Samson broke his needle. It broke, bro. It fucking broke. And those things are $150 to $200, right? So he's like, fuck, what do I do? I was like, just tell him to pay it. The dude comes to the door asking for his needle. He's like, I'm sorry, I broke it. And that dude just looks at him serious, like, it's okay, you don't have to pay me. Just let me suck your dick. And I mean, my Sally looks at me, he's like, nah, bro, I'll pay you. I was like, what? He's like, I'll pay you. He's like, alright. He's like, you're lucky I like you. I'll just take that shit. And we were just like, what? Big old one. I could see, like, my Sally was tripping, bro. He was ready to fight or whatever. But they ended up paying that dude off, and they were chill after. But it's crazy the people you meet in there, man. Big old black dude. I thought he was so gangster, and came out with that gay shit. That was funny as fuck. Anyway, I hope I helped motivate y'all. I hope that I spread the knowledge a little bit, my wisdom about what's going on around us. I hope you guys really take this into consideration and start applying it to your life before it's too late, man. I love you all. I hope everyone's family and friends are healthy and well. I love all life. Stay blessed. Stay positive. And I love all. I'll catch you on the next episode. Mind Mouth Experience.